Here are 17 things I would do in my 20s to make sure I'm optimizing for an extraordinary life later. I wrote this list for my little sisters as they're in their 20s, and I want to make sure they're living full. Number one is get a clear vision for your life. What kind of relationships do you want to have? What kind of impact do you want to have? What kind of feelings do you want to have felt throughout your life? It's a lot easier to make decisions as to the direction you go in if you have some kind of idea where you'd like to be. I know that this is a time where you also want to discover what that vision is, but the earlier you can have direction, the faster you're going to be able to go. As the Cheshire Cat says, if you don't know where you want to end up, then any path will do. And that is the quickest way to let life live you instead of you living life. Number two, open a Roth IRA account and learn basic investing. This doesn't have to be complicated. If you're 20 years old and you start putting $300 a month into a Roth IRA and that earns around 8%, which is what the market tends to do, that $300 a month can grow well beyond $800,000 by retirement. But if you start at 30 years old with the same exact habit and the same amount of money, it's going to lose you hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is something I wish that I had understood. I started learning investing when I was 26. The earlier you start, the longer compound interest has to work for you. Even if it's small amounts like $40 a week, $40 a month, something is better than nothing. And let compound interest work for you instead of against you. Number three, learn a skill people will pay you for. That could be coding or sales. That could be design or copywriting, trades, whatever. Figure out what the market values and learn how to do a thing. That could be you going to college to learn that thing, or it could be a self-directed education. Either way, learn a thing that people will pay money for and get good at that thing, and you will always be valuable. Along with that, number four is pick one difficult skill and become obsessed with it. Something hard enough that it challenges you and it pushes you and it grows your identity in the process of it. That could be starting a business. That could be mountain biking. That could be socializing. I don't know where you're at, but I would say pick a skill and become obsessed with learning it. Treat skills like muscles. There's something that everybody's going to be bad at. Some things come more naturally than others, but if you practice and practice and practice, consistent effort will outweigh natural talent in any skill always. Number five, choose friends with ambition. Most of the fun hobbies, most of the adventures, most of the travel that I've ever done came because I had friends that planned trips or introduced me to those hobbies. I went to Japan because friends were going. I went to Kauai because friends were going. I became involved with a nonprofit, A Child's Hope, because friends were going. And all of these things were things I loved so much that I have made them part of my life every day. So make really ambitious friends. Let them take you where they were going. It's so much fun. Number six is while you're in your 20s, take risks because your downside is cheap. That could be moving cities. That could be starting a business. That could be weird opportunities. A lot of these things get harder once you're married and you have kids and there's a mortgage. Take risks. I was just thinking about how when I started my business, it was just me and there wasn't a whole lot of pressure. But now I'm running that same business, but I'm married. There's a lot more pressure. Something I'm trying to let go of. Number seven, I would prioritize saving for travel and memories. Some of the best education that you're ever going to get is coming from travel. It's not going to come from just education. It's not going to come just from college. Take opportunities to travel and see other cultures and learn about the world. Number eight, get in serious shape. It is way easier to build a physique that you then maintain for the rest of your life than it is to start late. I worked really hard to get in shape when I was in my 20s, and I don't regret it at all. I do wish that I had included a little bit more functional training. Athleticism, running, going the bodybuilding route is great, and you get strong and you build a great physique. I do wish that I had learned how to run and worked a little bit more with my cardiovascular health earlier because, man, now that I'm starting in my 30s to try and get into running, it's a lot harder. Number nine, learn how to regulate fear. Negative emotion isn't evil. It's just a part of life. And if everybody sees negative emotion as something bad to be avoided at all costs, then we're going to keep ourselves in our comfort zone way too long and way too often. Negative emotion is just kind of something that happens. And it's okay to experience negative emotion. You don't want to swim in it. And if you're experiencing it a lot or chronic negative emotion, chronic anxiety, then you want to be able to work through it. You want to get help. You could work with a life coach like me or a therapist, right? You have a lot of options. But I don't want you to go on thinking that negative emotion is to be avoided at all costs because there are going to be scary moments. Number 10, learn how to cook healthy foods and shop cheap. This can not only save you a ton of money, but it can also alter your health and it can help you feel like you have a sense of control in your life. If all you do is eat at gas stations or restaurants, then there's a part of you that feels like I am at the mercy of the restaurants and their pricing. If you learn how to cook, you're self-sufficient, you're on a way better path. Just take my word for it. Learn how to cook learn how to shop cheap. Number 11, create more than you consume. The world is built for the consumer in a lot of ways. Everybody wants your money. I would say go build things. Don't just buy things. Be a creator, not a consumer. Number 12, learn public speaking. This is going to help in your career. This will help your relationships. This will help in your confidence. This is going to help in everything. Learn public speaking. I started public speaking when I was in my 20s and I dropped it off, and now I'm trying to start again in my 30s. And man, I wish I had just continued. Number 13, stay with hard things long enough to become competent. This has a lot to do with number 4, which was like learn a hard skill and become obsessed. Stay with the difficult things long enough to become competent at those things. Remember, every single skill is just a muscle. And if it doesn't come naturally to you, then you need to exercise it a lot more in order to build it. Competence is power. Don't just quit at the awkward phase. Everybody has an awkward phase. Number 14, take responsibility earlier than feels fair. There's going to be a part of you that says, well, that's not fair. Take responsibility. I'm a huge proponent of taking responsibility as early as you possibly can because it puts you back in control. If something happens and it's not your fault, you can be a victim to that for the rest of your life if you wanted to, and nobody would blame you. Or you take responsibility, even though it wasn't your fault. Not my fault, still my responsibility. What am I going to do? I want to respond to this, not react to this. Take responsibility earlier than feels fair. Number 15, while you're in your 20s, do ridiculous things, right? Go with your friends, like bring a trampoline up into the mountains and take photos in front of the sunset and then camp on it. Go make wild, fun, silly memories. Do extravagant things. Go do silly things. Number 16, learn another language. Yo hablo español y también falo portugués. And I'm going to say, learning a language has opened so many doors and relationships and opportunities for travel and work. Learn a language. You will never regret having another language in your arsenal, ever. Number 17, I would say don't optimize the entire decade of your 20s just to productivity and like building out your resume and all of those things, but like actually build a life. I hope this helps. Have a great day.